I often wonder how much trouble I would be in if I lost my Palm Trail phone. Why? Because I'm connected to this thing in so many different ways. It's more than just a telephone, and you know what I mean. You might have a Motorola Q, you might have a BlackBerry, you might have the Palm Trail. The fact is that we store so much information inside of these phones. For example, not just making and receiving phone calls, but also things like all my contacts. My entire calendar is loaded on this thing. I have the ability to work on things like office documents, and through the memory slot on the top here, I can load things like video and even songs and listen to music. So I'm connected to it in so many ways. But every once in a while, another phone comes out, like the new Motorola Razr, and you can just see how much smaller of a footprint the phone takes up. The fact is that the features on this phone are mostly about making and receiving phone calls, but the nice thing is that it's nice and small, it can fit in my pocket. You know I can carry it around without thinking I've got something in my pocket. Well, I thought I'd take a minute and talk about some devices, if you do end up going with a smaller profile phone, that are on the market that you can use in conjunction with a smaller phone. For example, if you go on a business trip, take your Palm TX with you, and I'll just show you this here. This kind of goes back to the days of the Palm Pilots, which I think almost every business person used to have. And I'll just turn the power on here. You got a beautiful big screen, and because they built this not to be a phone but only to be an organizer, it's got so many different powerful uses inside of it. First of all, absolutely, it's got all of my contacts, it's got all of my applications in it. I can actually load up things like Microsoft Office. I'll just go to the main menu here. I've got Office documents. I can load things like my expense report. I can look at that in a number of different ways. It's got the landscape screen as well, so that if you plug this into, say, a portable keyboard, I can work on a full-size spreadsheet on this thing, and I've got a nice big screen. Another thing is, if you load something like movies into this, it's a great way to watch content, as well as listen to music as well. Let's go back to the home page, for example, for a minute. Oh, I'm going to switch my aspect ratio so I can see that. You can see here I've got music, I've got photos, I've got email, I can do web, I can set tasks, I've got a memo. I'm just going to go to the other home menu for a second. There's a number of different applications inside of this that I thought were extremely useful. Again, it's about organizing your life. It's about having a business assistant with you. So it has little things like expense program. I can simply drop this down, and I can quickly drop down items. For example, keep track of my breakfast that I had, put in the amount. I can put in which city I was in when I incurred that expense, and all of those different settings allow me to easily go back to the office, download it on my computer, and get an expense report in that much quicker. It's called the Palm TX. It's an organizer. It's a great solution if you have a mobile phone that doesn't have necessarily all these things built into it.